Welcome back. Finding a job, a big concern for people in Texas and, of course, around the country. Now, there is a growing push to help veterans find work. Joining us now, Major General Keith Thurgood, the Chief of Staff for the U.S. Army Reserve. Welcome. Good to see you, and thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me today.
A big focus. Tell us about your time in Austin.
Well, we're here to honor those great athletes and coaches at the All-America Bowl, and then to highlight the Army really as the nation's premier leadership institute. So lots of good things happening.
Finding jobs for veterans. I mean, so many of them coming back now from service. How big of a push is this?
It's a massive push, not only from the White House and from Congress, but in the military as well. Veterans need jobs, and the Army does two things really well that every business wants. They deliver results and they grow leaders. That's what we do.
And that's what every business wants,
too. That's what they want.
What are some of the tools veterans have that they can take into the job market where potential employers will say, you know what, other than the two you just mentioned, those are exactly the tools we're looking for?
Well, if you want somebody that will show up to work, that has a value system, that's drug-free, that can deliver results, as I already mentioned, you want somebody from the United States military.
And the level of specialty and the level of training is so vast in the military that you can basically apply that to any job market in any sector, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the great thing about being in the military. Not only do you learn these great leadership skills, but there's technical skills that can be brought to bear immediately in the workforce.
Right. You've been in the private sector, worked as a citizen soldier as well. What are some of the challenges that these veterans face when they get home and look for work?
Well, one of them is translating their military skill set into something that an HR generalist can understand. So we've got websites and technology that will help us do that, help them create those jobs.
Tell us about a couple of those websites. I believe we can pull them up. And these are great tools for people that are looking to make this transition, right?
Yeah, one of them is the Employer Partnership of the Armed Forces. The other one is the Army Reserve website.
Right.
You can go to each of those websites, gives you good insights, directs you things that you can do to make yourself more marketable into the business world.
Hard to get more marketable than a fighting soldier. And some of the work that these soldiers have done, and a lot of these military men and women, so specialized and so intense, do they find it, and maybe this is an unfair question, do they find it a big transition of not quite as intense into the workforce? I would imagine civilian workforce a little easier.
In some ways it is, in some ways it isn't.
Yeah.
One of the things that is hard for soldiers to do is to make this transition both mentally, because of the high pace and the op-tempo in the Army, and the things that they've done. But all that can be brought to bear, again, to make a difference immediately in a business anywhere.
Yeah. What is it that you guys tell employers that they need to know that maybe they wouldn't know? I mean, it seems like a no-brainer that everybody would hire someone who is so specially trained. But what's the message you're trying to get to not only the civilian soldiers coming back and some of the military men and women coming back, but to the employers of here is a talent pool that you need to tap into?
Well, you said it. It's a talent pool that you can tap into. So if you want somebody that can make an immediate difference in your business today, that understands collaboration, that understands diversity, that can make an impact right now, then hire somebody from the military.
And there's a big talent pool coming back from Iraq, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, ready to go.
You can't buy this talent.
Yeah, it's ready to go. Boy, Major General, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being here in Austin as well. And Keith Thurgood, we appreciate the work that you've done and all the military men and women.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll have those websites as well. Great tools. We'll put them on ours
thanks.
so you can get more information. And coming